Good morning, friends. Happy Tuesday. Happy end to a long week. Happy start of a short week. My name is Mr. Daly. This is my social studies class. Just a reminder, when we come together to talk about social studies, the reason we study social studies is because part of going to school is learning how to be successful. Each of us in this room wants to be successful. You want to have a job that you love, you want money, you want to be comfortable. And to do that, you have to be able to navigate and get around in the world. And getting around in the world is tough because the world is complicated. There's a lot going on. So in social studies, we study the world going on around us, and we always think about how the world around us impacts us. And that is why we study social studies. So yeah, let's get started with that. This is a busy week. This is an important week. Who is the president of our country matters. And this week we choose a new president. We've got a coronavirus raging all around us, and what is happening with that matters to all of us. So yeah, take some time and think about the big things happening around us, and always take time to think about how you feel about the big things happening around us. Today is Tuesday, January 19th, 2021. Today, I ask you to warm up your eyes by looking at a visual warm-up. And then you will talk about the weather and the news, because you got to know how to dress and how to navigate when you go out of your house. And when we're done looking at the news and thinking about the news, I'm going to ask you to talk about the news and your feelings about the news by checking in on our Google Classroom page. Today's visual warm-up, this is bird feeder. This is an old visual warm-up. We did this 2-3 months ago, but I brought it back to see if you guys remember where the images are at. Teachers, at this time, please feel free to choose an image or two and pause the tape and give your kids a minute to a minute and a half to find the image. Teachers, when you're at the end of your minute and a half, please remember to ask the students to describe where the images are. Ask them to use words like top of the page, bottom of the page, left, right, middle. Use words describing where they found the image. Besides warming up the eyes, this activity is really to get kids using their descriptive language. Also, today's weather. Teachers, ask a student to interpret the weather. Please pause the tape. Ask for a student to tell you the temperature, whether it's going to rain today, how they know, and it's the precipitation. And ask a student to look forward and tell you what the weather is going to look like for the rest of the week. And it's right here. Also, ask the students to talk about how they should dress going outside today. This is an old note. We're not going to cover Japan today. But as a review, Japan is over here. We are going to talk about Washington, D.C. The whole world is watching Washington, D.C. and the inauguration for Wednesday, tomorrow. There it is right there. Most of the news today talks about getting ready for Wednesday's inauguration. The headline here is Washington, D.C. braces for change and possibly violence. Here's a picture of the riot that took place in Washington, D.C. last week. There were riots in Washington, D.C. in past weeks when Donald Trump supporters violently attacked the Capitol building. Law enforcement officials have prepared for violence for this week's inauguration of Joe Biden as our next president. The inauguration site is a fortress. Razor wire has been placed on top of large fences. 25,000 National Guard troops are guarding Capitol buildings. This is double what is normally deployed. Yeah, guys, the government, the law enforcement is saying we're not going to let people be violent and mess up the inauguration for the new president, so they're ready for it. The FBI has said that there are armed groups interested in causing violent unrest in capitals. Here's pictures of the Capitol building. If you look real closely, zoom in a little bit. If you look real closely, you can see the dome. We studied, that's the Capitol building. And you can see armed guards guarding the Capitol, guarding the National Mall where they're going to give the inauguration speech. When each of us wins a game or loses a game, we teach you to be a good sport. And if you win, be gracious and be kind to the people that you beat. And if you lose, we teach you to not be a sore sport about it, not cry about it. And the people that are being violent because Trump didn't win, they feel like sore sports. Yeah, and that's something that the world is talking about. These people are they're looking really bad. It's embarrassing, I think. So the next article today is experts watch coronavirus numbers with caution and hope. So here's a mistake. Some experts think that the number of people getting coronavirus each day is going down. CNN's expert says that even with people getting the virus and the vaccine, that we still need to socially distance. This means staying away from people outside of the people you live with and doing as much as you can outside. And here's a picture of what it should look like to have a party outside. Chairs outside, far apart, maybe a fire to stay warm. Experts say that all of us should get our vaccine as soon as they become available. Here's a picture of a doctor getting his vaccine shot. Other interesting news today, there's video of a guy that's on a snowboard and he starts an avalanche and he's got a camera on his head so you can watch the avalanche coming at him, and you can also see him pull the cord on an airbag that saved his life. I thought that was super cool. And here's a picture of a monster snowman that a guy built it looks like Olaf, like the biggest Olaf I've ever seen. So give it a look. Okay, guys, that's all I've got for today. Happy Tuesday. Welcome back, and I will look forward to seeing you later today. Bye.